Hi, you guys. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meier, and I am a psychologist, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening while I'm navigating through my own spiritual awakening. I just have this calling. I want other people to not feel alone, because for so much of this journey, I felt alone. And then you go into a victim stage, and then you go into poor me. This is a violin. Everything is about me, and it's so boring for it all to be about you. Let me tell you, it just gets you depressed. So today, let's go more into relationships. Let's talk more. I only have 14 minutes, so when this gets to 14, I got to turn it off. I have a meeting that I have to run for my class on the power of now, on being present, on learning how to be present. So let me talk about, this is what's been coming up for me, is Eckhart Tolle. I was listening to this class of his that I have, that I hadn't listened to yet, on being a spiritual teacher and teaching presence. It's for teachers of presence. But it's interesting because he said, there was this one teacher that as soon as he went to all the students and he said, I'm no longer going to be your teacher. And they're like, why? And he said, well, because I started noticing in myself a desire to be a spiritual teacher. So it's strange. It's not something like that you go after, to build up what he was talking about. Let me go back to what I was saying about when we react. He was mentioning, Eckhart Tolle was mentioning, he's a great enlightened person. He was really, really depressed at one time and lived homeless for a while, I don't remember how long. But it was also at like Cambridge or Oxford. He's an intelligent man, but really teaches on being present in the now. And what I found as a psychologist is all of the problems that people come to me about, if you just learn how to be deeply present. He was calling it just now the Christ presence or the Buddha nature. When you enter into this presence, if we're all made out of God, even if you don't call it God, we're made out of this substance. We come out from beauty. We come out from intelligence. And when you enter into a deep conscious space within that, then everything becomes sacred. And each interaction you have with another human being is sacred. And then you start seeing and feeling the sacredness of the consciousness that's in your body. You are a soul, an eternal soul having a temporary experience in this body. And it's not just me talking about that. It's you experiencing that. How do you experience that? And so as you learn how to experience this, what Eckhart Tolle was talking about is he just read one page of the 4 agreements, and he said, take nothing personally was one of the 4 agreements in that book. And it's like when you take something personally, what he says is, these are important things for relationships and the relationship with yourself and the relationship with God. So this is why I'm bringing it up, is when you take things personally, your egotism mixes up painful things with pleasure. And this is an important understanding for you to grow in discernment about, because if we keep causing ourselves pain over and over and over again, and I was doing the same thing. I've been a psychologist for 20 plus years, and helped so many people and gone to so much of my own therapy, because I believe it's important for me to keep challenging myself, to keep facing my own inner stuff, so that I won't shy away from going to deep places with my clients. If I don't go there myself, I won't have the courage to go there with my clients. I'll unconsciously, subconsciously, whatever, steer them away from those deep places. So I'm always challenging myself to seek what is the best, what is the highest truth? How can I align with the highest truth? This is why I love Christ so much, because I believe I have this understanding beyond whatever else he was, so as not to alienate other people. Anyone is welcome here, any religion. But I believe that he was masterful at living the highest and best human life here, beyond whatever else he was. And I'm not ignoring what else he was. I'm just not addressing it right here. Is so I go to his example of how he loved people, I've been meditating a lot about how he was silent when Pilate asked him, oh, crap, from whence do you come? Where do you come from? Because the people at that time that wanted him crucified said, well, we need to crucify him because he said he's from God, Anyway, and so, there's lots in that, but let's go back to mixing pain and pleasure. Okay, so you get a certain pleasure when you have this argument with someone and you win that argument and you feel like, oh, and I love how Eckhart Tolle was just describing it in my tape. He was saying, in my audio, he was saying, you're defending this part of yourself, but this is just your little self, your present day personality self. If you're the soul consciousness and you're living here and you're having temporary experiences, why do I want to keep building up Cheryl out here, this present day personality? And I have to win this argument, I have to prove my point, I have to, and so I get a temporary high. It's just like when you get a bunch of likes on social media or something, you get a temporary high. And it's like, but if you keep chasing that, what am I going to spend my life doing? If I'm chasing after highs on social media, if I'm not interacting with people in my real life, if I'm not building real friendships and real relationships, and if I was just running after like, view counts on YouTube or Instagram, like I would be, or Facebook or wherever, I would be lost in that. Instead of, no, I have to keep taking time to meditate, to connect with the divine in me and the divine, and align myself with that and let go of my egotism as much as it cries out, feed me, I want to be more. I have to do more and know more. And that's the other thing, is I could go to a million classes because I keep thinking I'm not enough and I don't have enough and I have to have more in order to give more. And it's like, no, I got to be silent more and let go of more and be in deep presence more. I just was remembering, just for like 30 seconds this morning, I was remembering this experience I had of being deeply in presence with some people. I remember, I was crying my eyes out when I was just at a Tony Robbins private event, and the woman that sang the song, she started singing, whatever. She started singing. It was the woman that was the singer. Okay. She was the singer of this song that 2 years ago I heard in Turkey as the sun was setting. And I was just sitting with my friends and in deep presence and not thinking about anything. I have a little note right here in my car that says, bring thoughtless awareness. Bring thoughtless awareness. It was just, there was no expectations for anyone, for anything. We're just being present. And I don't know, this song has deep, deep meaning. I looked it up later because I was just so moved by that moment. But I was moved because you enter into deep presence. Now, how are you entering? My alarm for the class just went off. Now I don't know. I think I have 4 more minutes. How can you enter into deep presence when you're all about yourself, this little personality self, and how I can build her up or him up, and how I can try to prove my worth, and how I can do all those things, that are just whatever, they're temporary fixes. And so take nothing personal is understanding that when people are attacking, even what I took personal physical attacks, let's say, on myself as a person, as a child, it wasn't personal. It's out of someone else's fear. It's out of someone else's insecurity. It's out of someone else's, I'm not enough, so I have to take in wrong ways, or I have to hurt in wrong ways, or I have to belittle or criticize because I'm always doing that internally. And so I took it like there was something wrong with me, but there wasn't. There wasn't, you know, and I can learn from my mistakes. It's a mistake, just like they can learn from their mistakes. They don't have to. I can learn how to have boundaries now, and I can learn to treat myself with respect and dignity, as you can learn to treat yourself with respect and dignity. But that's not from trying to prove yourself. I wish I could just convey this to everybody, but I will by my life, is just the more you get into deep presence, like the more you feel the presence of the divine, the Christ presence, the Buddha nature, the whatever, you feel nirvana, you feel heaven on earth. Oh, that's why I loved, one time I was in a restaurant and I heard this song, you know, the Jonas Brothers song. It's like, when you hold me, it feels like heaven's coming down, because it is when you choose not to be speaking and you're just in deep my friend was laughing at me yesterday because I told him, I met him for lunch and I was like, you know, I think the next time I date someone, I just want to be silent for a whole year because it'll just solve so many problems. It's just, but I meant like to be in this deep presence. And so I was in this deep present moment, and one of the people that was there has passed away now. He's not on this earth realm. And so when she started singing it, Tony Robbins, the woman that was the singer of the song that we heard that I'd never heard before, she started singing that song in real life, live, at this event that I was just at in Austin, Texas, you know, this Buddhist like song, or I don't know what it was, but it was like, I just bawled my eyes out and I was like, wow, everything gets tied together. When you connect to the deep presence, you're into this timeless realm. That's so beautiful. And it's such a gift when you touch that realm. It's a gift. So don't take it lightly. Be present in that and just appreciate what that is. And you know, you can't chase after those. It's like trying to get back into Narnia. You can't make it happen. But the more present you are with yourself, and the more you let go of trying to build up your egotism, the more those things just happen and you can celebrate those. And anyway, I wish you love. I gotta go. Much love. Mwah, mwah.